Welcome back to the Globe Spinner. I'm so excited, friends, to present a new fragrance to you this week. So today I'm going to present a Middle Eastern fragrance. And as of lately, I've been presenting a lot of Middle Eastern fragrances. And so this one is a little bit of a mystery to me. I'm going to be honest, I don't know a lot about this fragrance, but I picked it up about a year and a half ago in a Middle Eastern fragrance shop right here in Central Florida. And so what fragrance am I talking about? This fragrance is ABAQ. And this fragrance right here, let me open it up. This fragrance is definitely a stronger oud fragrance. Look at the design of the bottle. Let me get really close to it. Look at the top. So ABAQ by Al Majed Oud is not readily available in the US market. But in some of the Middle Eastern fragrance shops throughout the US, you may be able to order it and get it. I haven't been able to really find it online except through online retailers that are abroad, such as Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, and Qatar. And so when I picked up this fragrance, it was an instant hit for me. And so this is like a velvety sensation here. So this fragrance right here, let's talk about it. It's a velvety sensation of enchanted aromas. This fragrance is the finest of its collection, and it has carefully selected woods, such as ouds, which elevate to a freshness of bergamot that is smoothly blended with the purity of musk. So yes, it's a musky scent, but the mixture of the natural scents entices your senses, and it grants you a casual perfume that suits an elegance every day. So I think this fragrance right here, guys, I'm gonna say this fragrance is for a distinguished gentleman. This is not your everyday fragrance. And so let's look at some of the top notes. When you look at this fragrance right here, some of the top notes is bergamot, rosewood, cedar wood, patchouli, and sandalwood. So yes, not only is it musky, but it's also woody fragrance here. So let's go ahead and jump right in and talk a little bit more about it. Let's spray the fragrance. Let's see if we can pick up some of those scents here. Okay, so let's go ahead and open it up for you guys. It snaps on. Okay, let's go ahead and spray it. Woo! I love this fragrance right here. And it's the reason why I don't spray this fragrance too often, because it's definitely distinguished gentleman type. It's elegant, it's sophisticated. It's a unisex fragrance, so it can be worn both men and women. But I think it kind of tend more masculine than feminine. But because it does have a strong patchouli and musk and woodsy. So I feel like for the woman, it will probably take a certain type of woman to want to wear this fragrance. Even though it's a unisex fragrance, me personally, I would say it tends to be more masculine. But I love this fragrance, so let's talk a little bit more about it. I definitely smell, like in the initial opening, a little citrus, a little bergamot there. But it goes into a specialty of woods. This fragrance has more than one type of wood in it. So you definitely get the sandalwood and the cedar. But I think you get like a rosewood and you get other woods. They may have blended and mixed 3, 4, 5 different wood type of fragrances here. You get the patchouli. Oh man, I love this. It's very elegant too. You do get a little bit of sweetness to it, but not too much. It's not a gourmand type of fragrance. This is the type of fragrance that when you have a business meeting of shareholders, or you have a special presentation to present, this is a fragrance that you wear on a special occasion. Very elegant fragrance. I love the design of the bottle, metallic black here. Also like the sophistication. Let me see if I can get a little closer for you guys. The design, it has Arabic written on it, ABAQ. And so, yes, again, guys, this is a fragrance that you may be able to find if you go to a Middle Eastern fragrance shop. I found one here in Orlando, and or in maybe an Islamic or Muslim district where they sell particular fragrances that cater to the Muslim population of your community. This one, the guy that presented it to me, he was from Iraq. But he said this fragrance came from the UAE, from Dubai. And so I don't know exactly which country produced this or which fragrance house produced this, but it's definitely a Middle Eastern fragrance. And I think it's definitely good in heated weather. It's long lasting. And when you look at it, even when you spray it, you can see, and maybe you can't see on here, but it has droplets of oil. So it's definitely a long-lasting fragrance. I'm almost willing to guess you're going to get 10 hours plus on this fragrance. Maybe 12, maybe longer, but at least 10 to 12 hours on this. This is not going to, after 6 hours, you're going to still smell this pretty strong. But it's not overly overbearing either. So this is a fragrance that you're going to carry with you. If you spray it into darker clothing, it's going to stay there with you. If you spray it on your skin, as I always advise, put a barrier, maybe put like a light lotion, maybe a non-scented or non-hyperallergenic lotion on your skin and spray this on top. It's going to stick to it. It's going to last all day. Again, ABAQ is a fragrance that you may be able to find online. I think I saw it on eBay for close to $200. I didn't find it on Amazon, but I did find an online retailer in Saudi Arabia. Again, I was able to pick this up in Florida, and I'm imagining if you live in New York, California, Texas, Chicago, those regions, maybe even Atlanta, you should be able to find it. If I can find it in Orlando and Miami in a Middle Eastern fragrance house or store, you should be able to find it locally, especially with different cities that have large populations of Islamic people, Muslims. They probably have niche fragrances that cater to their community that are designed for hotter climates, desert climates. This fragrance, like I said, if you're in Qatar and Doha, or you're in the UAE or Saudi Arabia, and say you're wearing some clothing, if I'm wearing light clothing, I would spray this under my undergarments, not on top of my on a white garment. But if I'm wearing dark clothing, you may be able to get away with spraying it on there. But if you're going to spray on your skin, put a lotion barrier on first. So as I mentioned, you look at this fragrance, you get the best kinds of scented woods. They're picked to form this distinguished composition. And the woods are mixed with a bergamot and patchouli. This delivers an intense warm punch here. And it remains for several hours, 10 to 12 hours max. It's professionally designed and it suits both men and women. So as I mentioned before, it's a good unisex fragrance. I think it tends to lean more masculine than feminine. So again, I can see a man wearing this and maybe one going into the office. It lasts long. This is one of my favorite Middle Eastern fragrances. I have a few, not a lot. I don't have an extensive collection, but I have about maybe 4 or 5 or 6 Middle Eastern fragrances. This happened to be my favorite one. So if you can find it, then go ahead and let us know. Put it into maybe a link into the comments. I'm going to continue to look for it. If I find a link somewhere, then I'll put it into my description. But guys, I want to get you guys to continue to explore the fragrances of the world. You have beautiful and well-designed fragrances, not only in the United States and Canada, but you have them in Europe. You have them in the European markets. You have them in the Middle Eastern markets, as well as the Latin American markets. And you may even have some nice fragrances in the Asian markets as well. The world offers so much for us to sample and try. As of lately, I've been featuring Latin American and Middle Eastern fragrance, but I have an extensive collection of American and European brands. I didn't initially jump into talking about those fragrances because there's so many YouTube videos on that. I kind of wanted to hit the fragrances that are not well talked about and explore. But again, guys, enjoy the world, travel, pick up fragrances in other countries, guys. It's yours to explore. And so with so much tension going on politically, guys, we want to keep this lighthearted. We want to continue to encourage all of our followers, no matter what side of the world you are, guys, continue to buy fragrances from everywhere, guys. Sometimes you want to switch it up. These days I want to wear maybe a Chanel Blue, or some days I might want to wear a Dior Sauvage. Some days I might want to wear a Latin American fragrance or a Middle Eastern fragrance. So continue to explore and widen your collection, guys. Thank you for joining my channel, guys, and continuing to support me and liking and subscribing to my channel. It's growing. I'm happy about it. Guys, I got to get my watch hours up, but I'm enjoying the ride. This definitely been a good experience with me, guys, and I've been getting good feedback from my followers, guys. Thank you so much. Continue to follow the Globe Spinner as I continue to travel. I have a travel coming up that I'm going to release to you guys pretty soon. And maybe I might have opportunity to pick up a fragrance from this country too. But I don't want to tell you about it, guys. It's a surprise. But today, we're going to just feature this Middle Eastern fragrance of ABAQ. Again, this is a beautifully well-designed fragrance. I'm pretty happy about it. This is part of my special collection. I don't wear this too often because it's hard to find. And I may have to go back to either the UAE or Qatar to find it. But or I may be able to find it in a local Middle Eastern fragrance house here in the States. Again, guys, thank you for following the Globe Spinner. You guys take care. We love you. Thank you for supporting us. Bye.